Gotta head down to Walker, Louisiana for this next story. A high school senior who was also a school leader and honor student was popping her Thotpocket and dancing on a girl at a party hosted off campus. Apparently, it was at her mother's house. And as a result, she was punished by her school's administrators, removed from her duties with the Student Government Association and other titles that she held at the school, while also possibly losing a scholarship. The principal of that school is now under fire for what some believe was overstepping his boundaries, and others believe he was holding her accountable for off-campus behavior after the teenager's mom told the news that the principal told her daughter that she was like the hood ornament of the campus, and they couldn't allow her to behave like that as a student leader influencing all the other children. Keep in mind, Kaylee is very popular. She's the president of the Student Government Association. The mother says the principal started talking to the daughter about her afterlife and even pulled out the Bible and read verses to her. It's a lot here. Something like this would have been normal about 50 years ago. But to the principal of that Walker High School, Principal St. Pierre, now, you know those heathens are not going to let you bring up the law in 2023 and read the word out of school. He's about to find out real quick that this is not one nation under God as recited in that Pledge of Allegiance. And this country and most of the people in it are not following the Most High. They follow the devil. As Doja Cat said in that song of hers they made #1, they are all devils and rebels just like Doja Cat, by the way. And if you really want to live a decent life, you have to unplug out of their system. Listen, they'll support you if you rewarded this young lady as the top alphabet student, and I'm not talking about straight A's and B's. And of course they'll support you if you rewarded her for being loose as a goose. But don't get me started. Word to Boosie and everybody from Baton Rouge.
Larry Bird, come get your daughter. Larry Bird, come get your daughter. Larry Bird, come get your damn daughter.
Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Drop Louisiana below in the comments if you're watching from the area. For those who don't know, Walker, Louisiana is a small town a part of the Baton Rouge metro area. That's where Boosie is from. And let's be clear, Boosie is from Baton Rouge, not Walker. Walker is Livingston, and it's almost completely white. And no, I'm not exaggerating, Livingston is the whitest parish in the state of Louisiana, with over 90% white, 6% black, and less than 4% Hispanic of any race. It's a lot of crime there too for the amount of people they have. And you have one lone principal that single-handedly made it his mission to not accept any nonsense from his students, but he's now getting backlash and accused of doing too much. And he's had a great reputation as a principal because he was just named the National Principal of the Year just last year, 2022. Well, a lot has changed in a year. In Walker, a lot of people are conservative with their beliefs, so what he did really didn't surprise me. I also wasn't surprised by the backlash after the mother of Kaylee Timonet went to the media and national news along with social media picked up the story, because most folks outside of this very small town of about 6,000 residents are more liberal. Yes, in today's lesson we will cover a real-life social experiment. This is real life, it really happened. Watch what happens when small-town traditional values are tested against today's modern values, or lack thereof.
If she wouldn't have had the support from the community, this really would have ruined her entire senior year.
The mother of a Walker High School student claims her daughter was treated unfairly. She says she was punished for dancing. A video of her daughter dancing was sent to school administrators, and that may have cost her a scholarship. Miranda Thomas is in the studio with this one. Miranda.
Liz, I spoke with Kaylee's mom, who says she puts on parties every year for homecoming and prom. So what happened after this party left her confused. A fun homecoming weekend turned into a nightmare for Walker High School senior Kaylee Timonet after this video of her dancing with friends at a private after party was posted online.
I was physically there watching her do it. So if I would have thought that it was inappropriate in any way, I mean, one, I would have corrected my child.
That's Rachel, Kaylee's mom. She claims after the video was shown to the principal of Walker High School, her daughter was called into his office and interrogated about her dancing.
They also began to ask her questions about the faith of her friends and like basically, he even printed Bible verses off, highlighted them, and spoke to her about faith.
Rachel says her daughter was a part of student government and was considered for a high-achieving scholarship, but she says all of that was taken away instantly with one conversation.
If something that she did on school grounds and they called her in and addressed it, fine. But when you're addressing something that somebody's doing that you don't like because of a personal belief.
According to Rachel, her daughter was singled out and she believes someone should be held accountable.
They had multiple people also dancing, but because...
And here's the part where her mom paused for a second, looking into space. What was about to slip out her mouth is that the principal told her her daughter was held to a higher standard because she's the SGA president. But she knows if she said that, then it will add more validity to what the principal was saying.
This is a video of Kaylee Timonet. She's on the left wearing neon green.
Basically, the school is saying that my dance moves were inappropriate and vulgar. And in the video, one of my friends, they were dancing and I was behind her just having fun, hyping my friend up.
Timonet has been a dancer since age 2.
When I went to him the next morning and questioned why is she singled out, and he said, she's like the hood ornament for Walker High School, and he's not going to have somebody like that.
It will be easy to spot Kaylee's supporters in Walker. They're wearing t-shirts and pins with the words, "Let the girl dance," printed on them.
Thankfully, people have stood up for Kaylee. I'll be forever grateful because she's worked so hard that I don't want this to just let everything go away and her feel like a failure.
As for the mom, she won't stop standing up for her daughter until she sees some type of accountability and her daughter receives a public apology.
Always stand up for your kids, and if you are in a position of power, administration, and educator, you should lift them up and not knock them down.
Now, I have reached out to multiple people with the school board to hear their take. We're told they are looking into this situation, but due to laws protecting student privacy and employee privacy, they cannot speak publicly on this issue. On the other hand, students and some community members will support Kaylee by wearing those t-shirts you saw in my story at a football game tonight. Liz?
The girl was popping her thought pocket at this party all over another little girl that was also popping her thought pocket, and the mama said that she didn't see her daughter doing anything wrong. And this mother is not alone. Most mothers who saw this agreed with the mother. None of them found anything wrong with the video. Yeah, I have yet to find a mother commenting on this that said that Kaylee was out of order. That also tells you the current state of modern mothers in America. Now, I'm not saying girls didn't dance like this years ago. 1, they didn't show this everywhere or post it all online. And 2, they would have never done this in front of their parents. Which brings me to this. What did Kaylee's father think about this? Because most fathers would not approve of their daughter dancing like this. But hey, Kaylee's mother had no problem. And I've said it plenty of times. Most modern single mothers lack discipline and boundaries. They're out of order themselves, so when they see their daughters out of control, they applaud them, they cheer them on, they encourage their behavior. But would Kaylee's father be okay with this? That's the question I wanted one of these reporters to ask. But we also know they're a part of this agenda as well, promoting and supporting debauchery. So there was a lot of backlash online. Kaylee is also very influential and popular at school, so these kids got behind her with their protesting. They showed us once again what happens when the guards allow the inmates to run amok. No order, no structure. So Principal St. Pierre was forced to apologize and said that he would reinstate his support for the scholarship Kaylee was trying to lock down. But Kaylee's mom said it was too late. You see, Kaylee had to apply for that scholarship by October 3rd. But the problem was she was in trouble with the principal at the time, so she was unable to get his endorsement, which would have given her an opportunity to get that scholarship. So that's why they keep saying that she's possibly missing out on a scholarship, and they're maintaining that it's the principal's fault, not Kaylee's fault, because her supporters believe Kaylee didn't do anything wrong. On top of that, it's Principal St. Pierre who's getting punished and held accountable. The superintendent forced him to take a leave of absence for the rest of the school year.
there's a petition circling around Facebook calling for the resignation of Walker High School principal Jason St. Pierre, with a goal of 1,500 signatures in less than 48 hours. Nearly 1,400 people have signed that petition, and the founder of Remy Hidalgo Memorial Foundation is offering a scholarship to Kaylee, and many more are donating to her college fund. And Principal Jason St. Pierre of Walker sent out a statement regarding the backlash earlier this evening. Pierre says he has reinstated Kaylee on the Student Government Association and has talked to the Timonette family and hope that she can enjoy her senior year, adding that he will be putting his scholarship endorsement back in, saying, quote, "I will be reinstating my scholarship endorsement for Kaylee. At Walker High, we strive to place our students first in every decision so they may be prepared for whatever career path they may aspire to take, and I believe my action will assist in doing that," end quote.
Livingston Parish School Board released a statement saying St. Pierre has requested to take leave for the remainder of the 2023-2024 school year. The district office is awaiting his paperwork to process his request. Regardless, Kaylee's fellow students are showing support.
But many students left class, walked out, and came back in, or many students even left campus and protest to support me.
Basically, the principal is in jeopardy of losing his job. His chances of coming back to the school are slim, considering that they will replace him with someone else, and even if they allow him to come back, they could possibly demote him to another position upon his return, or they may just kick him out altogether. So let's take a look at how the consequences are being passed around out there. On Kaylee's side, she's been reinstated in the student government, and more people are donating to her college fund as they hear about this story. On St. Pierre's side, he's basically losing his job. He's also learning a big lesson. He can't have his own personal beliefs and push that on these folks in a public environment. This would have been normal to correct a student in 1950, the 60s, or 70s. But we live in a time where right is wrong and wrong is right. Teachers, school administrators, none of them are allowed to do anything. They are not allowed to correct students or discipline students. Yeah, they say it takes a village to raise a child. That's until the people of the so-called village outside of the mother have something to say. All of that is a trick bag. There is no village in the 2020s. It's individual households led by women with their children. That's it. We gotta live in reality and call it what it is. If the school or district had a code of conduct for students, especially for student leaders, that outlined how they should behave on social media and in the community, then the principal wouldn't have been in trouble for holding Kaylee accountable. As far as Kaylee, she's got to learn something from this too. But something tells me she won't, because she's coming out on top now. She's going to end up getting more donations than what that scholarship was worth. But Kaylee, let me tell you something your mama won't. You can't lose scholarships or even get kicked out of school over off-campus behavior. These institutions, they have clauses that your high school, I'm assuming, didn't have. And those institutions will punish you. Even if you start working a job, your employer can and will fire you for your behavior off the clock. We've seen this so many times. People saying something or doing something on social media, and next thing you know, they get kicked out of school, kicked off the football team, kicked out of their scholarship program, or they lose their $50,000, $75,000 job. We've seen people lose $100,000 salaries, all because of something they did off campus, off work, on social media, posting stuff they should not be sharing in the first place. Keep your business off of Facebook. And IG and TikTok and everywhere else. That's what Kaylee should have learned here. But instead, she is not going to be held accountable at all. She's going to continue to follow that protocol of the rebellious American feminist and liberalism. And I think St. Pierre realized you cannot save them from this 304 programming. They don't want to be saved, especially in the public sector. But even in the private sector, unless there's a rule somewhere established by the organization, the company, or whoever that allows it. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Kaylee's mother had no problem with her minor daughter popping her Thotpocket on another minor girl. And yes, her mama went on the news and said she saw nothing wrong with it. Answer this for me. If her father was there, would he have condoned this behavior? Tell me what you think about this. special thank you to MR Lessons. I appreciate you for all of your support, as well as Tiffany, Daniel P, and Joe P. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.